Tristan Tate, the brother most people overlook, in one of the internet's most controversial empires. Some see him as the quiet genius who helped construct a digital fortune worth hundreds of millions, the man who turned chaos into structure while his older brother, Andrew Tate, dominated the spotlight. Others think of him as simply Andrew's shadow, always a step behind, repeating his brother's ideas. But that perception misses the full story. Because while Andrew was building the image of the top G, Tristan was building the foundation beneath it, a foundation that made the entire Tate empire possible. And when everything came crashing down, his name fell with it. Before we go deeper into how it all unfolded, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You're about to see how one of the most successful digital empires of the modern era was really built, and why it might have been doomed from the very beginning. Tristan Tate was born in 1988, 2 years after Andrew. The brothers grew up under unusual circumstances: brilliant father, turbulent home, and a constant sense of instability. Their dad, Emery Tate, was a chess prodigy, a man of incredible intelligence and charisma, but also one who struggled to keep steady work. When their parents divorced, their mother moved them to Luton, England, a working-class town that wasn't exactly welcoming. Life was tough, money was tight. The Tate brothers learned early what it felt like to be outsiders. That feeling of being underestimated, of being broke, would shape everything they later became. Tristan, even as a kid, wasn't the loud one, he observed. He studied people, their reactions, their weaknesses. He watched his brother argue, dominate, and lead, and realized something crucial: power wasn't only about being the loudest in the room, it was about timing, about when to speak and when to hold back. That quiet awareness would later make him the perfect counterpart to Andrew's relentless charisma. Like Andrew, Tristan trained in kickboxing, eventually becoming a European champion himself. But he soon realized that fighting, while exciting, wasn't going to make him rich. The fame was small, the prize money smaller. He wanted more control, wealth, independence. And he started to see that the internet could give him all three. Together, the brothers looked for opportunities, and what they found would change their lives and later destroy their reputations. They left England and settled in Romania, drawn by freedom, lower taxes, and fewer restrictions. It was there that their empire began to take shape. Andrew became the face of their operations, loud, flashy, provocative. Tristan became the structure behind it, managing, organizing, and scaling what would become one of their most profitable businesses, the webcam studio. The business model was simple but morally grey. Women were paid to chat with lonely men online, pretending to be interested, offering companionship for money. It was part performance, part manipulation, and the brothers were excellent at both. Andrew brought in the traffic. Tristan handled everything else: payroll, logistics, recruitment, and expansion. The studio reportedly made hundreds of thousands of dollars every month at its peak. Some called it exploitation, others called it smart business. Whatever it was, it made them rich, and it was the launch pad for everything that followed. While Andrew began cultivating his larger-than-life online persona, the cars, the cigars, the private jets, and the controversial opinions, Tristan focused on building the infrastructure to support it all. Without him, the Top G brand might never have become a global phenomenon. He was the one keeping things running while Andrew became the face of the movement. Those who worked with them often described Tristan as calm, strategic, and ruthless when he needed to be. If Andrew was the storm, Tristan was the still air before it, quiet, controlled, but every bit as dangerous. By 2021, their rise was unstoppable. They'd gone from obscure ex-athletes to internet royalty figureheads of a movement that celebrated wealth, dominance, and rebellion against modern culture. They launched Hustlers University, a subscription-based platform teaching men how to make money online, and it exploded in popularity. Tens of thousands joined, eager to learn the Tate way. The brothers weren't just selling advice, they were selling identity. To many young men around the world, they represented power, purpose, and defiance. But with fame came scrutiny. Their bold statements about women, politics, and society drew heavy criticism. Andrew thrived on it. Every ban, every backlash only made him louder. Tristan played the role of the supportive brother, the one who echoed Andrew's views but with charm and humor. He was the smooth talker, the reasonable one, which made their message even more effective. Whenever Andrew said something controversial, Tristan would step in to soften the blow, not by disagreeing, but by reframing. "He just says what everyone's thinking," he'd say. That dynamic made them unstoppable as a duo, the face and the foundation, working in perfect sync. But that same dynamic would also be their downfall. In late 2022, the empire started to crumble. Romanian police raided their mansion, seizing luxury cars and freezing assets. The charges, human trafficking, rape, and organized crime shocked the world. The same webcam operation that had once built their fortune now stood at the center of the investigation. The Tate brothers were accused of using manipulation and false promises of love to lure women into working for them. Both Andrew and Tristan were arrested, and this is where their paths began to diverge. While Andrew leaned harder into his public image, claiming he was a political prisoner targeted by the Matrix, Tristan took a different route. His tone changed. His social media posts during their detention were quieter, more thoughtful, even introspective. He quoted philosophy, spoke about patience, and occasionally hinted at remorse. He didn't seem obsessed with fame anymore. He seemed exhausted by it. Yet the damage was irreversible. The Tate empire, once a symbol of masculine success, was collapsing. Platforms banned them, sponsors cut ties, and their massive online programs began to lose traction. What was once an unstoppable brand was now toxic. But even then, their loyal followers refused to abandon them. To some, the brothers had become martyrs, men punished for speaking uncomfortable truths. To others, they were finally facing the consequences of exploiting people for profit. Tristan's response was notably restrained. While Andrew continued to fight online, Tristan seemed to accept that their era was ending. In one interview after their release from detention, he spoke about the fleeting nature of fame, saying, "When you live too high above the world, the fall always hurts more." It was a rare moment of honesty from a man who had built an empire on control. Today, Tristan Tate's life looks both familiar and hollow. He still has the wealth, the cars, the luxury lifestyle, but the energy has shifted. His posts are less about flexing and more about reflecting. There's nostalgia in his tone, a hint that he misses the simplicity of ambition before the chaos of celebrity. In photos, he looks like a man trying to maintain an image that's already fading. Outwardly, he's still the confident playboy. Inwardly, it's hard not to wonder if he feels the weight of what they built and what it cost. What makes Tristan's story so intriguing is that he never seemed to crave fame the way his brother did. He wanted power, yes, but power built on control, not attention. He was the strategist, the operator, the man who understood how systems work. Yet, in chasing that power through Andrew's world, he lost control over his own narrative. His silence, once his greatest strength, became a prison. So what is Tristan Tate's true legacy? Some see him as the loyal brother who took the fall for someone else's ambitions. Others believe he was the real architect, the quiet mastermind behind an empire that thrived on manipulation and image. Maybe the truth lies somewhere in between. He was both the builder and the believer, the one who made the dream possible and the one who couldn't escape its nightmare. In the end, Tristan Tate's story isn't just about money, fame, or scandal. It's about how power changes people and how easily ambition can turn into obsession. He built the machine that made his brother a global icon, but when that machine turned against them, even he couldn't shut it down. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Tristan Tate's secret empire, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Because next, we're exposing another digital kingdom built on image, influence, and illusion, and how it all came crashing down. Thanks for watching.